Hello and welcome everybody to our Fool Circle. We were not able to have this in real life because of the Rock and Roll Marathon, so we decided to give this a try. How we are going to do this is we have recorded our welcoming of the elements, and then we're going to have our working bits, and then we're going to have a meditation, and then we're going to close with saying farewell to the elements. So sit back, relax, and we'll see how this goes. Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome, Spirit of the East. Bring your bold and wild ideas of the impossible made possible. Lift and fill us with your nourishing laughter so that we may step off and risk those awkward goofs and bumpy starts. With your uplifting support, we find hope enough, and so we'll learn to fly in our own varied ways as gracefully as your ambassadors, Hawk and Heron. Hail and welcome.
Hail and welcome. Welcome, Spirit of the South. Bring the power of your fierce and undeniable inspiration. Come encourage us to burst forward and transform as the phoenix rises from old, outmoded efforts to new and clever ways of getting shit done. Help us be brave enough to let our brilliance be born, fired, and forged in the renewing flames of the South. We welcome your talisman for us today, the one who holds flame safely and well. Salamander, friend of the Phoenix. Hail and welcome, inspiration and gumption. Hail and welcome.
Welcome, O great heart of the West. Without a heart full of love, our efforts grow pale and weak. Bring us the pulsing power of heart, life force flowing through our veins and connecting us to the deep wells of the collective consciousness. Give us access to the living streams of wisdom and compassion, streams that laugh and delight in the journey. We welcome the chance to leap and swim as joyously as your representative, the fish. Hail and welcome, leaping heart.
Hail and welcome. Welcome, Spirit of the Earth, you who bring us grounding and the pleasure of a rest when a job is well done. Bring your wise and dependable presence, you who are the very ground we stand upon, the one who has our back, the one who is there when we fall. Sometimes you catch us as gently as a soft, mossy patch, and sometimes with a spine-jarring jolt as our butt hits the hard-packed dirt. Bring your companionship embodied with a fiercely loyal dog who sees things as they are without judging, the one who stays with us in false starts and flubs, absorbs our tears and whining, waits patiently for determined persistence to return, and is with us when we celebrate the rewards when that true grit is finally manifested. Hail and welcome.
Hail and welcome. Round and round the circle we go, marking the journey of every fool from birth to death, east to west, north to south, and back again. East of the sun and west of the moon, we invite the spirit of the wise laughing goddess to walk with us on our journey. Welcome, she who watches over and inspires the fool in each of us. Hail and welcome.
Hail and welcome. The wheel has turned. We just celebrated the return of spring with Ostara. Rabbits be hoppin', chicks be chirpin', trees be pollinatin', bees be bein'. One way the calendar marks this time of year is with April Fool's Day. Traditionally, it is a day of harmless pranks and lots of laughter. Yesterday was April Fool's Day. Did you celebrate it? Have you been the giver or the receiver of pranks? One year my son decided he wanted his birthday to be full of surprise pranks. He found the first alarm clock set at midnight, but he didn't find the other ones that we had set to go off at odd times during the night, and I think by the time he officially woke up he was done. But I digress. We have decided to celebrate the Fool today and see what lessons he can teach us. To give us focus, we will be talking about the Fool in Tarot. And I'm trying to channel Beth here, so wish me luck, because she be fabulous. The Tarot deck has 78 cards, which is divided into two parts called Arcanas, which is a fancy word for mystery. The Minor Arcana has 56 cards and deals with the everyday life, while the Major Arcana has 22 cards and deals with life's overarching journey through the realms of the mortal world and into the spiritual one. The Fool is the first card in the major arcana. He represents literally a jumping off point of his journey. Here he is depicted by Pamela Cole Smith in the Rider-Waite deck. The Fool is on his journey. He holds a stick with a handkerchief full of his possessions, or possibly his cares and worries. He is holding a white flower representing innocence. He is traveling along on a sunny day in the mountains with his faithful doggy companion. Is the dog trying to tell him something? Is he listening? What expression do you see on his face? He seems to be wandering along blissfully happy. But wait, where are his footsteps leading him? Dun, dun, dun! He does not seem to be aware of the saying, "Look before you leap." In fact, I would say he embodies the opposite. But what can we learn from him? Take risks. Start something new. Go for it. Risk it for the biscuit. You might fail, but more likely you'll succeed, or at least learn something. We really don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of steps. What do we assume will happen? He will fall off the cliff. Very possible, but he could have an Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade moment. Or there could be a small gap and another path just past a step past what we can see. Or there might be some small shelf directly below. He is just going forward on his journey, and he has faith that everything will be okay. Don't we sometimes need to have faith that a new adventure will be okay? I do. I tend to be very good at imagining the worst when making a plan. How many times has that panned out in the worst possible way? Probably never. Sometimes we're better off doing what the Nike commercial says. Just do it. Let's talk about the role of the Fool. In earlier times, he was the one person who was allowed to criticize the king. When you're surrounded by yes men, it's often important to have a different perspective so that we can make a better decision. The Fool also is supposed to make people laugh. What benefits does laughter have? Brings oxygen to the brain, diffuses tense situations, relaxes the body, clears the mind, makes us feel happy. So the Fool has several messages in it that we can take with us today. Let's take a moment and meet the Fool in this meditation.
I invite you to sit with an image of the Fool card from the examples provided, or from another image that speaks to you. Take some time to really look at it. That old cliche, "a picture is worth 1,000 words," is true, and this image holds many, many stories. So let's ask that image to share with us the story we most need to hear today. For this meditation, you can continue to gaze at the image or close your eyes. Let's begin our journey. Deep breath in and out. And another deep breath in and out. On the third breath, as you exhale, imagine you are stepping into the frame of the card. Step over the threshold into the story for today. As your feet touch the ground, notice the feel of this place. Notice any changes in temperature, any smells or sounds. Do you feel the presence of the Fool and his or her companion animal? What kind of companion animal is with the Fool? Do you associate friendliness or a feeling of caution or even fear around such a companion? Be reassured. In this case, both the Fool and his companion are friendly, and they greet you as an old friend. You notice that the Fool is carrying something, and you cannot resist asking, "What is that you have with you?" The Fool smiles and pulls out a magic coin. You ask what this magic coin can do. The coin will show me the things I most fear, and on the other side will show the purest, truest desires of my heart. 2 sides, 1 coin. I always have a choice about which side to focus my energy on. And when I get stuck on a fear, well, I just reach up and flip that fear over to see what's on the other side waiting for me. The Fool grins and tucks the coin back safely into his gear. I must be on my way now. You wish him well on his journey As he heads off, the fool turns back to wave and tosses you a wrapped gift. Almost forgot, this might help you on your own journey. We fools gotta help each other out when we get a chance. Bye now. You look down at the item in your hand and quickly look back up to call out your thanks. Already the fool is nearly out of sight, but his companion pauses long enough to give you a bold wink before disappearing into the distance on the heels of the fool. You yell after them, "Thank you!" into the laughing wind. Cradle your gift in your hands and head back over the threshold to your very own chair. Take a moment to unwrap and examine this gift. What is it? A magic coin of your own? A stone? A book? A color? If you don't get a clear image of your gift, don't worry. It might pop into your head later. And remember that you have the card image itself to carry with you. As you hold it in your hand, notice any images or phrases that come into your head. As you come fully back into your body, make sure you are grounded. I encourage you to have a snack and a glass of water. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Oops. Let's notice over the next few days or weeks how the fool and or this gift you were given might show up in different surprising ways. Its hallmark is laughter and the opportunity to take a chance on something new. It might be something as small as trying a different flavor of ice cream, or something big like allowing yourself to really consider that new job or move. All great adventures begin with that first small step. You're on your way now. Bravo you. Oh, you be.
So I gotta say that the bird chirping during your meditation was wonderful, and I loved it. Did you hear? Chirp, 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 chirp.
Yeah, that was great. Back at the ranch.
Back at the ranch. Yeah. Well, I like it. All right. You guys ready for the quarter farewell? So here we go. Back to serious face. We thank the wise, laughing goddess for her presence as we worked with the messages the fool had to offer us. Hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell. We thank the Spirit of the North for your strong and supportive presence. Hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell. We thank the flowing Spirit of the West for filling our hearts anew. Hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell. We thank the fiery Spirit of the South for lending strength and perseverance to light our way. Hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell. We thank the fresh breeze of the East for blowing away the stale and making room for new perspectives. Hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell.
Thank you for joining us today.
Have a great rest of your day.